Thyroid disease is very common. Hypothyroid, meaning your thyroid's not functioning enough, is, again, extremely common, and the symptoms associated with it are fatigue and constipation, weight gain. The thyroid affects a lot of different functions in your body. And I just wanted to share with you a great success story that we just had, which was a patient who's been suffering with low thyroid for quite some time. There's a measurement you get on your blood, which is a TSH, stands for thyroid stimulating hormone. And it does just that. Your brain stimulates your thyroid to produce the hormones that it needs to produce to perform all its functions. And when the thyroid is not responding, that level of the brain telling the thyroid to kind of get to it and do its job will just keep going up. We like that level around 1.5 optimally, and hers was at a 10. So her brain was all but screaming at her thyroid, wake up, why aren't you working? And so she had extreme lethargy. She got on some thyroid medication and felt terrible. So now really between a rock and a hard place. Feels terrible, has all the symptoms of low thyroid, tried medication, didn't work. She felt awful on it. And so that's where root cause medicine really comes in with solutions, because we want to see why, right? It's root cause. Why? Why is that thyroid not functioning? And what you probably don't know is that the thyroid is very affected by viruses and toxins. So it's a bit of a magnet, which is why, incidentally, an autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's thyroiditis is the most common of all the autoimmune diseases. So we see that more than any other. So we know that correlation with the thyroid kind of being a magnet for toxins and infections. So with this particular woman, we found her viral load, meaning she just had a lot of viruses that her body was trying to combat. And by the way, she was not acutely ill with a virus. These were chronic viruses that she'd had historically, and were just more and more in her system. And it was really, again, hitting her thyroid hard, and it was not able to perform. So when we discovered that was the why, that was the root cause, and supported her body's immune system to defend itself against these viruses, and just basically lifting up her immune system, because what we know about viruses is that they're always there, and that can kind of freak people out when they first hear it. It's like, what do you mean I never get rid of it? And it's like, well, they're very opportunistic. You can definitely get them sort of back in their cage, and as long as your immune system is functioning well, then they will stay in their cage. Like you had chickenpox as a kid, that doesn't mean you're going to get shingles, which is when it erupts again or basically activates again. You can have mono as a kid and not have the chronic Epstein-Barr turning into chronic fatigue. So there's a lot of these viruses. We know what happens when they get let loose again as we get older, but it's always as a consequence of your immune system not being strong enough. So we raised her immune system, and that allowed those viruses to be put back in their cage, if you will, and suppressed again into a docility, so they were not aggravating her, and her thyroid healed of its own accord without any medication, because the burden, the stress on her thyroid was removed. If you enjoy this content and you find this informational, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, share it with others, because this is information most people don't know. They're not told by their conventional medicine doctor that these options do exist. And I'm not saying that everybody with hypothyroid never needs medication. What I am saying is that if you have an organ in your body that's not performing as it should, not that a medication might not help buffer it up and give it a little support, that's fine. We would prefer more natural means than synthetic means. But even with that said, you want to also get to the root of why. Why did that burden happen? Why did the body not self-repair? Because remember, the body loves to self-repair. It's designed to self-repair. It's only when it's gotten too overburdened, too overtaxed that it can't. And that's what we're all about at Root Cause Medicine, is to find out what those burdens are, isolate and remove, shed them away from you, and then the body heals. And this was just a beautiful example of someone's thyroid doing that, even though she had the problem for so long. So I hope you found that helpful. And if you know somebody who has a chronic condition, or whether it's thyroid or something else, especially for the sake of this topic, thyroid, autoimmune thyroid, and you want to see if there's some other additional means that can be done to really normalize the function of your thyroid. It's such an important organ. It can wreak such havoc when it's not functioning the way it should. Please reach out to us. We are happy to provide a free consultation, and that is, we have a clinic in California and in Florida, but we do telemedicine across the country, and we're more than happy to do a free consultation to see if you're the right fit, give you an idea of what our approach would be, and just make sure we can really help you. So you can reach out to our website, which is Root Cause Medical Clinics, that's plural.com, and we'll see you soon.